Welcome back to Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of the release of the documentary Apollo 13 Survival, we're looking back at the time they did the story in movie form, Apollo 13. Apollo 13 is a 1995 docudrama directed by Richie Cunningham from Happy Days, starring Woody from Toy Story, Ren McCormick from Footloose, the husband from Twister, Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, and the show creator from The Truman Show. The story starts with Tom Hanks watching the 1969 moon landing and telling his wife that he will return to the moon and walk on it, as he served on an earlier orbital mission of the moon. 3 months later, he's informed that he and his crew will be flying Apollo 13 instead of Apollo 14, so Tom Hanks, Bill Paxton, and Gary Sinise train to get ready for the mission. Days before launch, Sinise is exposed to German measles, so he gets grounded and replaced with his backup, Kevin Bacon. On launch day, they get the go for launch, but during the second stage, the engine cuts off prematurely, yet the craft still makes it into Earth parking orbit, and a lunar module and command module dock and then head towards the moon. 3 days into the mission, Bacon turns on the liquid oxygen stirring fans, but an electrical short causes the tank to explode, emptying its contents into space and sending the module tumbling through it. The other tank is then found to be leaking. They shut off 2 fuel cells to try and stop the leak with no success. Then they pack into the Aquarius lunar lander module to use as a lifeboat, since they have to scrap the moon landing due to the oxygen problem. On Earth, Mission Control is trying to figure out how to bring them back, and they pull in Gary Sinise to help with failure not being an option. The crew watch the moon pass beneath them while they live on minimal electrical power and rationed water, and they start to freeze, and Bill Paxton gets a UTI. Kevin Bacon gets paranoid that Mission Control is keeping the fact they're doomed from them. Paxton blames Bacon's inexperience for the accident, while Hanks tries to keep all of them working together and sane. As their carbon dioxide levels reach a dangerous level, they get a plan from Mission Control to use their incompatible filter cartridges from the Odyssey command module to work in the Aquarius. With Aquarius's navigation systems shut down, they have to make vital course corrections manually. Sinise, back on Earth, figures out a way to power up the Odyssey without drawing too much power by drawing the extra power from the Aquarius. As they get back to Earth, they jettison the service module and see how much damage it took, and worried about the heat shields for re-entry. They jettison Aquarius and then try to return to Earth in Odyssey, and during an abnormally long communications blackout during re-entry, get out and all is well and are recovered by the USS Iwo Jima for a hero's welcome. And that's Apollo 13 in a Namely 90s Minute. More or less. Join us again next Tuesday for another Namely 90s Minute. Remember, you can always hear these a day early in full episodes of Namely 90s on all major podcasting platforms. And most of the small ones, too. Please subscribe and do all the other YouTube things. Bell ringing, share like a scribes, that sort of stuff. And we'll catch you next time.